Good morning. It's Friday morning. It's about 6:30. I'm at the sports centre at Petersfield again, ready for my swim. I cycled here this morning. I don't know if you can see my bike there in the background. I'm going to tell you why I cycled here again in a little while. But what I want to talk to you about this morning, about 3 or 4 months ago, I had a bit of a wake-up call. I was staying in a hotel and I got up in the morning to go to the loo. Walked across the room and there's this full-length mirror on the wall, and I caught sight of myself in the mirror, full length in all my glory, with no clothes on, and it frightened the life out of me. I had this fat tummy and I looked terrible, and I thought to myself, John, you've got to do something about this. And I did. I went on a diet and I cut the carbs. There's aerobics happening in that room, and that's what the noise is. I cut the carbs. I didn't eat till lunchtime every day because I researched the fact that fasting between 8 in the evening and say lunchtime is really good for you. What else did I do? I stopped drinking midweek. I was drinking way too much, and I've started exercising. I'm now riding my bike to work every day as often as I can, and of course that's on top of the fact that I do try and swim 2 or 3 times a week, which I often fail at doing that. But it's worked. I've got a flat tummy. Well, I could do with losing another half stone, but I'm so much better. I feel so much better, and I had this sort of slightly high blood pressure, and I used to feel throbbing in my head, and that's disappeared. I feel so much better. But here's the thing. It's a constant struggle. I love food so much that when I walk past the freezer in the kitchen, if there's ice cream in there, it kind of sings to me. And it's a constant act of will not to eat too much, and not going back for seconds or thirds. It's a constant act of will. It's like, quite frankly, it's like I'm broken. Unless I engage my will and remain motivated, I slip into becoming unhealthy and doing the wrong thing and eating too much. So that's my diet. That's my keep fit. Now, what about matters moral and matters spiritual? Am I a good person in the same way as I'm a healthy person? Am I a good person compared to what? Compared to who? Well, let me tell you, it's a constant battle. My thought life. If I meet a beautiful woman, it's all too quickly my mind goes to, I wonder what it would be like to sleep with this person. The Bible calls that, Jesus said some really serious things about that. He said, if you think, I forget the exact wording, but if you think lustfully about a woman, in your mind, you've committed adultery with her. That's really serious. All too easily, I'm selfish. I don't put other people before me. What is it? What was the first command? I am the Lord your God. Love me with all your heart and all your soul and all your strength, and love your neighbour as yourself. No. My natural inclination is to be selfish. And there are all the others. Telling lies, stealing. I've done that. Using the Lord's name in vain. What the Americans called cussing. I suppose you'd call that swearing when you're using God as a swear word. And it just strikes me that, if I die tonight and I'm standing before God and God's going to say, right, John, I want to talk to you about your thought life. Yikes. I want to talk to you about the fact that you stole those sweets when you were 15. But Lord, that was ages ago. It's the Lord, John. What about this? What about that? What am I to say? To put this in context, you stand before the judge because you've got a speeding fine, and you say, but Lord, but judge, but excuse me, sir, I suppose you call him sir. Excuse me, sir, that was 2 years ago. There's nothing to do with it, mate. And with God's law, who am I comparing myself to? My goodness, it's to God's law. In the same way, in order to stay healthy and fit and stick to my diet, I've got to be legalistic. I've got to set myself a set of rules in order to, because I'm not naturally good. I have to kind of become this kind of tyrant that presides over myself to do the right thing. It's like I'm broken. There's something inside me is broken. God's promised that one day he will make me new. Anyway, back to the judge. The judge then says, you know, my law is perfect. You haven't lived up to it. The death penalty is going to be enacted now. But fortunately, somebody's paid that price for you. And that's what Jesus did when he died on the cross. He sorted it. Oh, I'm so thankful to Jesus. What about you? Are you a good person? Compared to what? All right, let me finish by asking you, this is day 21 of my 30-day self-imposed video test. And I've noticed that these videos started out as just an attempt on my behalf to learn to talk to camera, but they're kind of evolved. They're kind of turned into something else. And I'm just wondering whether I should just carry on doing these, and I'd like to know what you think. Should I just keep going, or should I stop at day 30 and wipe all the videos? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Cheers. See you tomorrow.